run an incubator and a co-working space in Yangon. It's called Project Hub Yangon. I think of myself as an accidental entrepreneur. I never thought I would start a business. It wasn't really my thing. I'm in the development industry, and I'm a public policy person, and I was always working for nonprofits and NGOs. And so my motivation was actually, I was kind of fed up with that industry. I was really frustrated with working with nonprofits that were struggling and they weren't sustainable. And I was also frustrated with the big international organizations that are really bureaucratic and slow. And I wanted to do something. And at the time, I was actually working in Singapore. I was working at a nonprofit that was struggling, but we were promoting entrepreneurship, and that nonprofit was training low-income women to start businesses. So that sparked my passion to promote entrepreneurship, and at the same time I was looking to move on from that job, and I was looking at what other opportunities I could go to. And honestly, a lot of it was about timing. This was 2012, and Myanmar was all over the newspapers. It was opening up, it was transitioning, and so with my background, I was also with my partner, and we basically brainstormed, what can we do? Like, what can we do in Myanmar that would be different? What can we do that would be sustainable, but also have an impact? And we decided that we wanted to start an incubator and a co-working space. And that was our initial idea, and we'd never been to Myanmar, so we had no idea whether that would work or whether anyone would be interested. So we had that idea, and then we bought tickets and went to Yangon. When I created the idea, I didn't really know the on-the-ground situation, or I didn't really know the problem. I had the problem in my head at a very grand scale. I knew that in the country of Myanmar, I knew that it was, there was a lot of poverty, I knew that it was a least developed country, and I knew that it was transitioning. And so I also knew that entrepreneurship is often a very good solution to promote, to reduce poverty and to create jobs. That's all I knew. But I really didn't have the nuances of the problem. I didn't know what Myanmar entrepreneurs needed, and I didn't know, what they would be interested in. So that's why I spent a lot of time doing market research, which I think we'll talk about in a minute. So that was my motivation, was really to try to do something on my own, and to try to have a social impact. And my goal, when I went to Myanmar, my initial goal, to be very honest, was don't go broke. Don't lose all your money. That's what I thought about for the first 6 months. Like, every day we were spending money, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have no money. But that was that was a short-term goal. Long-term goal was the idea of creating this, amazing, huge co-working space, kind of like this. This is beautiful. I wanted to create a co-working space where all the entrepreneurs would be launching businesses, and I wanted to be providing everything for entrepreneurs, from the office space to funding to mentorship, etc. And it was on a very big scale. This original vision was like 3 stories, thousands of square feet, like lots of mentors, and that's where I started. And I'll leave it there with that big vision, and we'll tell you kind of what I did next and whether that vision became a reality.